Across the globe, surveillance footage has recorded events that defy every law of physics and challenge everything we understand about human capabilities. Prepare to witness 30 documented cases of individuals displaying abilities that shouldn't exist. A construction site in an undisclosed urban area became the scene of an incident many view as divine intervention. Security footage shows a man walking beside an active construction zone in the late afternoon, unaware that a 150-kilogram metal gate had silently come loose above him. Seconds before the gate fell, an unidentified person entered the frame, placed a hand on the man's shoulder, and caused him to turn around. At that exact moment, the gate began to drop. Seeing it in time, the man jumped backward, escaping the impact zone by about 1 meter as the gate slammed into the concrete where he had stood moments earlier. When the shaken man looked for his apparent rescuer, the individual had vanished. No camera angle or witness explained where the person went. Investigators found no leads, leaving the event officially unexplained. During a 2021 White House press conference, live footage captured Tesla and SpaceX CEO Elon Musk displaying unusual behavior that quickly fueled online speculation. Initially attentive, Musk's expression changed within seconds. His gaze dropped, his face tightened, his eyes rolled upward, his head shook side to side, and his jaw clenched. The episode lasted about 5 seconds before he returned to normal, appearing briefly disoriented. Because attention was focused elsewhere, some viewers felt the moment was unguarded. Medical professionals suggested possibilities such as a mild seizure or stress response, while others cited stimming or sensory overload linked to Musk's publicly disclosed Asperger's syndrome. Musk later acknowledged his diagnosis, explaining that intense internal processing can manifest physically. With no official medical explanation, theories ranging from fatigue to a brief medical issue continue to circulate. Do you think Elon Musk's brief behavior during the 2021 White House press conference was more likely a stress-related response than a medical issue? Let me know if you think yes, like me. Hudson Yards in Manhattan became the focus of an online debate after a tourist recorded unusual footage on August 19, 2023. Shot in the main shopping concourse, the video shows normal weekend crowds until a young boy enters the frame, estimated to be 8 to 12 years old. He wears a blue t-shirt and dark pants, but appears physically abnormal with an elongated, hairless skull, pale skin, and completely black eyes lacking visible sclera or iris. He walks calmly toward the escalators, without drawing visible reactions from other shoppers. The filmer reported feeling unsettled and noted the boy was alone. No further sightings were confirmed. Experts disagree on whether the video shows digital manipulation, prosthetics, or a rare condition. The incident remains unexplained, fueling speculation and skepticism online. A restaurant security camera in an undisclosed European location recorded a late-evening incident that some interpret as telekinetic intervention. Footage shows a group of 4 dining when one man stands and becomes verbally aggressive toward a seated woman. As the confrontation escalates, a lone female patron at a nearby table looks up. When the man makes a threatening gesture, she stands and makes a brief sweeping motion with her hand. At the same moment, the man is abruptly thrown backward about 2 meters into a sofa. Each time he tries to rise, the woman repeats the gesture, forcing him back down. No physical contact, wires or devices are visible, and the timing aligns exactly frame by frame. The woman then calmly leaves. The identities remain unknown, and the incident is officially unexplained. A decade-old Japanese video shows a schoolgirl in uniform walking home on a residential street when a small can slips from her hand and rolls under a parked compact car weighing about 1,200 kilograms. After checking beneath the vehicle, she places one hand near the rear wheel and appears to lift one side of the car roughly 30 centimeters with little effort, showing no visible strain. Unable to reach the can, she lowers the car, then pushes it backward about 1 meter, retrieves the can, and walks away calmly. Experts note the strength required would far exceed human capability. Theories include hidden hydraulics, digital effects, or a lightweight prop vehicle, but none have been confirmed. The girl's identity and location remain unknown. Did you like this video? Tap the like button to let us know this content is making a difference. And if you're watching on your phone, be sure to press the hype button right below. In 2023, a widely shared video showed a wealthy woman walking through an affluent district of an unidentified city, accompanied by 2 bodyguards whose appearance unsettled viewers. While the woman looked normal and confident, The guards had unnaturally elongated torsos, narrow shoulders, and disproportionately long arms. Their loose suits hung awkwardly, and their movements appeared stiff and mechanical, with rigid posture and minimal head motion. The footage sparked speculation, with theories ranging from actors in specialized proportion-altering suits to digital manipulation. Some viewers proposed explanations involving non-human entities, while others suggested an art project or social experiment. Neither the woman nor the bodyguards were identified, and the location remains unconfirmed, leaving the video unexplained. On April 13, 2016, a closed convenience store in Mumbai's Bandra suburb recorded a strange incident on security cameras around 2:47 a.m. The locked store was empty when a hooded figure appeared near the metal shutter. Upon touching it, a bright flash filled the frame, and the figure was suddenly inside, with the shutter still closed and undamaged. The person took a snack, returned to the shutter, triggered another flash, and appeared outside, walking away. The owner discovered the theft the next morning and shared the footage with the police and online. Explanations include camera malfunction, video editing, or unconventional entry methods, though none fully account for the timing and locked shutter. The figure was never identified, and no repeat incidents occurred. A widely shared video shows a street performer appearing to levitate in an open plaza, surrounded by spectators and with no visible props. The performer rises smoothly about 1 meter above the ground and remains suspended for roughly 15 seconds while a camera circles him, showing no visible wires or supports. He slowly rotates, then descends gently and acknowledges the crowd, who appear genuinely amazed. Debate centers on two explanations: ultra-thin wires anchored to nearby trees and concealed by lighting in choreography, or digital editing used to remove supports in post-production. A minority suggests genuine levitation through unknown techniques, though no scientific evidence supports this. The performer has never revealed the method, leaving the footage unexplained. A street surveillance camera in an unidentified city recorded an unexplained event around 3:15 a.m. The footage shows an empty, well-lit intersection when a translucent humanoid figure gradually materializes in the middle of the street. Semi-transparent and human-shaped, the figure glides smoothly across the road, without visible walking motion, passing between parked cars with the background clearly visible through its body. After about 8 seconds, it exits the frame without fading out. Analysts debate explanations, including camera malfunction, digital editing, or paranormal causes such as a ghost or interdimensional entity. The movement and clarity do not match typical camera artifacts. No further sightings or historical context have been found, leaving the footage unresolved. A street camera in a small Idaho town recorded unusual footage at 12:47 a.m., showing a quiet residential road with no activity. At 12:47:23, a young woman suddenly appears in the middle of the street, absent in one frame and present in the next, with no visible entry. Dressed casually, she calmly walks toward the camera and exits the frame after about 12 seconds. Frame-by-frame review shows no missing timestamps or signs of editing. Explanations include compression artifacts or low-light limitations, making her briefly invisible, though other objects remain visible in shadow. Paranormal theories suggest teleportation or a dimensional gateway. The woman's identity remains unknown, and no corroborating reports exist. A home security camera in Reno, Nevada, recorded a disturbing incident on June 27, 2019. The footage shows a young man gaming on a couch when his sister quietly enters and stands behind him. After several seconds, she leans forward, and her face appears to age rapidly within about 1 second, becoming deeply wrinkled and hollowed. The brother notices her, reacts in visible terror, and jumps away. As she turns, her face appears normal again, and she seems confused by his fear. Explanations range from a prank, makeup, or camera compression glitches to paranormal or psychological theories. The individuals were never identified, and no resolution was provided. A Texas farmer's trail camera recorded unusual footage in 2024 at 2:33 a.m. using infrared night vision. 4 foxes enter the frame, behaving normally when a small bipedal humanoid figure, about 90 to 120 centimeters tall, walks upright past them. The foxes show no fear. 3 begin calmly following the figure as it exits the frame, while the 4th lingers briefly before following. The next morning, the farmer found only fox tracks and no other physical evidence. Skeptical explanations include misidentified animals, such as a bear cub or raccoon, though the gait and proportions do not match well. Cryptozoological and paranormal theories have also been suggested. The exact location remains undisclosed, and the figure's identity is unknown. A 2023 tourist video from the village of Kata shows a traditional ceremonial dance that appears to include brief levitation. The scene features villagers gathered in a circle around dancers, drummers, and a central performer wearing a full-body straw costume that conceals the dancer's form. At several moments, the visible feet lift 15 to 30 centimeters off the ground for a few seconds, while the figure continues controlled movements. Local spectators seem unsurprised. A village elder later told the tourist the effect is achieved with a hidden rope attached to the costume, though no clear support structures are visible in the open clearing. Viewers debate whether the effect comes from cables, an internal costume framework, or ritual significance. No definitive explanation has been confirmed. A Walmart parking lot in Florida became the scene of a widely filmed stunt witnessed by many shoppers. 3 young men positioned 2 shopping carts several meters apart, and one man suspended himself horizontally between them, hands on the front cart and feet on the rear. When the rear cart was pulled away, he remained rigid and level, unsupported, then was pushed across the parking lot and into the store while maintaining the position. Multiple videos from different angles show no visible supports. Theories include a concealed rigid framework or harness, though no clear evidence appears, while physical strength alone seems insufficient. Digital editing is also debated, but unlikely given multiple recordings. The participants refused to explain the method, leaving the stunt unexplained. A passenger on a high-speed train filmed footage showing a man apparently running alongside the train at a pace matching its speed. The train appears to be traveling over 120 km/h, with nearby scenery heavily blurred. About 8 seconds into the video, a male figure in dark pants and a light shirt becomes visible on the tracks and remains in frame for roughly 23 seconds, neither falling behind nor pulling ahead. Matching such speed would require more than twice the fastest recorded human sprint velocity, far beyond known physiological limits. Explanations include the train moving much slower than claimed, perspective distortion, digital manipulation, or motorized assistance, though none fully fit the details. An individual in Japan spent about €2 million to fulfill a childhood desire to become a dog by commissioning an ultra-realistic canine costume. Created by a company specializing in lifelike animal suits, the costume transforms human proportions into those of a large dog, resembling a collie, with detailed fur, a realistic head, and quadrupedal movement using arms and legs. Videos show the wearer walking on all fours in public parks, often mistaken for a real dog, and receiving friendly reactions. The individual reports the experience as fulfilling and escapist. The suit is also rented to others. The case has drawn global attention, sparking debate about identity, therianthropy, technology, and self-expression. A 2011 video from China's Shaolin Temple shows a monk seated in a courtyard, making a hand gesture toward a glass several meters away. The glass lifts vertically about 10 to 15 centimeters, hovers briefly, then settles back upright without visible contact, wires or mechanisms. A second video shows a man moving a sheet of paper across a table by gesturing above it, with the paper changing direction in response. Both clips are cited as examples of telekinesis, the alleged ability to move objects without physical contact. Scientific consensus rejects telekinesis, citing a lack of controlled evidence, and proposes explanations such as wires, magnets, air currents, or static electricity, though none are confirmed. The videos remain unverified and debated. A taxi driver recorded a disturbing incident on December 12, 2022, while waiting for a pickup in a quiet residential area around 8:47 p.m. Dashcam footage shows a shirtless man emerging from between houses, his back arched sharply, head thrown back, mouth wide open, and arms limp at his sides. Although his legs move in a walking motion, he does not advance, remaining in place for about 12 seconds. The man appears unaware of his surroundings. Viewers proposed explanations ranging from neurological or drug-related causes to psychiatric conditions or performance art, while others suggested supernatural interpretations. The man was never identified, and no official reports followed, leaving the incident unexplained. A crew arrived at a private home to install a video surveillance system. While the other workers set up the equipment, the van driver climbed onto the roof to inspect the antenna mount. During this time, it became apparent that the handbrake had not been engaged, and the vehicle began to slowly roll down the inclined driveway. As soon as he noticed the van moving, The man jumped down from the roof. He planted his hands against the front bumper and managed to bring the vehicle to a stop. Afterward, he stood there in shock. Specialists explain that stopping a 2.5-ton vehicle on a 5-degree slope requires around 122 kilograms of force, a level that exceeds typical human strength. On July 26, 2025, American actor and musician Jaden Smith was filmed outside a Louis Vuitton store in Paris wearing a bright red suit and engaging in unusual behavior. The smartphone video shows him standing on the sidewalk, swaying rhythmically, making wide gestures, and moving his lips as if singing or rapping, despite no audible music or visible audio source. He remains in place for about 90 seconds as pedestrians pass with little reaction. The footage sparked speculation that Smith was rehearsing, participating in a marketing stunt, expressing himself artistically, or listening to music through unseen earphones. No official explanation was given by Smith or Louis Vuitton, leaving the incident open to interpretation. A passenger on the Atlanta Metro recorded footage of an individual riding on the exterior of a subway train at full speed, filmed through a door window. The video shows a young man clinging to the outside of the car as the train travels through tunnels and elevated tracks at an estimated 100 to 110 kilometers. He uses no visible safety equipment and remains exposed to strong wind and nearby walls. When the train stops, he calmly steps onto the platform and enters the car, appearing unharmed. The footage confirms the act was real, not edited. Authorities note the behavior is illegal and extremely dangerous, likely motivated by thrill-seeking or attention, and emphasize that survival in such cases is rare and accidental. 2 Japanese surveillance videos show pedestrians apparently relocated instantly to safety. In a Tokyo traffic clip, a businessman illegally crossing an intersection vanishes from a car's path and appears on the opposite sidewalk within a single frame, about 8 meters away, with no visible movement. A similar 2017 Osaka video shows a woman about to be struck by a speeding car when a humanoid figure suddenly appears, grabs her, and both vanish. Seconds later, the woman reappears roughly 15 meters away, alone and visibly shocked. Timestamps show no gaps, and other motion remains continuous. Explanations range from compression artifacts or editing to paranormal theories such as teleportation, guardian intervention, or reality glitches. A video from an undisclosed construction site shows 2 dump trucks stuck in a narrow passage where heavy equipment would normally be required. Instead, a single worker of average build places his hands on the rear of one truck and pushes it sideways about 1 meter, creating enough space for the other truck to pass. The movement appears smooth and controlled, with no visible strain, despite dump trucks typically weighing 3,500 to 4,500 kilograms empty. Skeptics suggest off-camera assistance, the truck being in neutral on favorable ground, or video manipulation. Supporters argue that proper technique and conditions could explain it. With no clear evidence either way, the footage remains debated and unresolved. A Peruvian news broadcast captured an unusual moment during a live street report. As a female reporter speaks on camera, a man suddenly appears on the sidewalk behind her. In one frame, the area is empty. In the next, he is standing there holding a drink, then calmly walks away. He shows no confusion, and neither the reporter nor nearby pedestrians react. A frame-by-frame review reveals no gradual entry or timestamp gaps, and other motion remains continuous. Explanations include compression or camera artifacts, depth of field effects, or unnoticed background movement, though none fully fit. Paranormal theories such as portals or teleportation have also been suggested. This video was recorded by a traffic camera at night in Dallas. It shows a young boy riding his bicycle near his home. At first, everything looks normal, and there are no signs that anything unusual is about to occur. Later in the footage, the boy rides behind a parked car. When he comes out from behind it, his image begins to fade gradually until he fully vanishes from view. This caused mixed reactions among viewers. Some believe the effect was caused by a flaw in low-light recording, while others think the footage shows a break in time and space, possibly revealing an image from the past captured by the camera. This dashcam video was recorded early in the morning in Bulgaria. A man was driving to work along the ring road when he suddenly witnessed something unusual. Right in front of him, an unfamiliar man appeared directly in the path of an oncoming vehicle. The man's arrival on the road was abrupt and hard to explain logically. It was clear that he did not cross the street or fall from a moving car. Instead, he seemed to appear out of nowhere in the middle of the roadway, and drivers narrowly managed to react in time and stop to avoid hitting him. What made the situation even more unsettling was that the stranger appeared just as shocked as the drivers and seemed unaware that he was standing in traffic. Once again, viewers were divided in their opinions. Some say this was a known issue with older dash cameras, while others are convinced the footage shows a real case of teleportation. These images were recorded in 2016 near a convenience store. At one moment, a man wearing a hoodie walked up to the entrance. It appeared he intended to go inside and make a purchase. Surprisingly, he did not open the door at all. Instead, he passed straight through it and later exited the same way. Some people believe the footage was staged. However, a homeless man who had been sitting against the wall throughout the entire event looked visibly shocked by what he witnessed. His reaction suggests that the scene may not only seem mysterious. These images were recorded in Quiet Park in Iraq. At first, only a woman wearing a hijab could be seen walking alone. Suddenly, a small girl appeared beside her. What stood out most was that the woman showed no fear at all. She looked at the child as if she had expected her arrival, and together they calmly continued walking through the quiet park in the evening. No clear explanation was ever found for what occurred. Some viewers believe the woman carried out a ritual or ceremony that caused the child to appear. Others take a more skeptical view, suggesting the girl was present from the start but was not visible right away due to poor lighting and low video quality. Edward Mordrake is remembered as an urban legend about a man said to have lived in England during the 19th century, and to have had two faces. According to the story, he had a second face on the back of his head that could not eat or speak, but was able to laugh and cry. Mordrake claimed that this face showed emotions opposite to his own. When Edward felt sadness, the other face appeared joyful, creating a disturbing contrast. The legend says Mordrake begged doctors to remove the second face because it whispered cruel and frightening things to him at night. No doctor agreed to attempt the operation. He reportedly died at the age of 23, and the mystery surrounding his condition was never resolved. Modern medicine does recognize rare conditions that resemble parts of this story. One explanation suggests Edward may have had a form of conjoined twinning, where a parasitic twin exists only as a head attached to the skull of the developed twin. In such cases, the extra head has no body and cannot function normally, but may show limited facial movements like opening eyes or moving lips. The parasitic brain cannot support awareness or speech. After seeing these images, many viewers start to believe in the idea of guardian angels. The boy was standing and leaning against a roadside barrier when something suddenly caused him to step away from it. Only a few seconds later, a car crashed at high speed into the exact spot where he had been standing. The situation could have ended tragically if the student had stayed there or failed to move far enough away. Instead, no one was injured in the video, and many people believe the outcome may have involved protection from a higher force. The 30 cases documented in this presentation represent a fraction of the unexplained footage captured by surveillance systems, personal recording devices, and security cameras around the world. Each incident challenges viewers to reconcile what their eyes perceive with what their understanding of reality tells them should be possible. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss our upcoming journeys. And if you like to explore these unbelievable things, our next video will take you deeper into the world of events that challenge human limits. Join us in exploring the video of 12 of the most incredible tribes on Earth, where people have adapted their bodies to the point of violating what we consider to be the basic laws of human biology. Click on the card that appears on the screen now. Enjoy the video. Thanks for being with us. Leave a comment, like to show your support, and remember to hit that subscribe button for more exciting videos. See you next time.